Asgard's Guard Dog reporting for duty in today's deck guide. We are running Thorjaw, or commonly called Lockjaw on reveal. This has to be one of the most fun decks to be able to play around with. The linchpin of the deck is Lockjaw. Unfortunate that he doesn't have any synergy with Black Bolt, but that's neither here nor there. When you play a card here that is to Lockjaw's location, swap it with a card in your deck. This effect is so unique and gives us really two avenues of finding value and how we're going to synergize our deck around it. One of them is being able to get repeated triggers of on-reveal abilities. If you play a card with an on-reveal ability like Dr. Doom to Lockjaw's location, Dr. Doom will trigger his on-reveal, then get swapped, and the card that gets brought in, if it has an on-reveal ability, will also be able to trigger. The second power play that we're able to make out of Lockjaw is effectively as an energy cheat, playing something that is, say, very cheap or entirely free like Wasp to Lockjaw's location will then get swapped with another card, hopefully something much more expensive, much more powerful, maybe with debilitating play restrictions. The Infinaut is the holy grail here to be able to pull him from the deck effectively for free through Wasp and the Lockjaw synergy, so that's what we're looking to be able to build around here. This deck has a lot of little efficient modules that we have brought in all together, so let's break down the rest of the deck. We have Iceman, cheap card, easy to be able to fit into Lockjaw's location to get swapped out for something better. Also just a good control effect, good on play 1, gives us a little bit of on reveal. Scorpion, very similar, just at a slightly higher price point. Love being able to nerf the cards in the opponent's hand and potentially doing so multiple times. Green Goblin is quite fun because if Lockjaw pulls Green Goblin from the deck, Green Goblin will go across the board to the opponent's side and leave us with another free space at Lockjaw's location. Normally we fill up all the slots and that's all the activations out of Lockjaw very quickly, so if we can get one more activation out of him, it's just making him that much more effective. Wave is setting here as a little bit of a flex option. Her only real synergy is in being able to bring out Dr. Doom much quicker onto the board, cheat him out ahead of time to then either be able to play to Lockjaw so that we get the Doom bots and then we can cycle out a stronger body for Dr. Doom himself, or potentially draw him again to be played again on turn 6, or getting him down to be able to get re-triggered by Odin later on. So that's how Wave is slotting in here. It could be Psylocke in place of Wave if you want to go a little bit cheaper, but either one is quite good. And now we have Thor, obviously also paired up with Jane Foster. At the 3-cost price point, Thor is doing great. He's living his best life, able to bring in the Mjolnir, who has such good synergy with Lockjaw, able to bring in this free card that you play to Lockjaw, get the benefit of the +6 on Thor, and then cycle the Mjolnir for a much more powerful card. It is amazing. Jubilee also connects with the Lockjaw very well, able to bring in another card for free, synergizing with the Infinaut, potentially cheating him out, and then you drop the 1-power body if you're playing Jubilee to Lockjaw's location for something even better. Finally, we have the Jane Foster, bringing out the 0 cost, the Wasp, potentially if we could play Wasp and Mjolnir multiple times, all the better for us. The Dr. Doom, the Odin, because we have so many on-reveal abilities, we would love to get some additional triggers, and then the Infinaut as the big body that Lockjaw and Jubilee can slap down to almost guarantee winning that location. Into our first match here, I've got the deck list up above. This is the list that I've really settled on enjoying the most myself, but if you guys want to talk any card substitutions, deck optimizations, I read all the comments, and I love talking anything snap down there. We've got Atlantis, a little sticky. Okay, they've got the Deadpool. I was just going to say they might like to eat this up with the Venom, but if they play the Venom, then Deadpool will lose the +5. I'm just going to sit on the Wasp, hoping to be able to find the Lockjaw. Wasp synergizes so powerfully with the Lockjaw that it's best to wait. And Wasp is free, you don't have to rush it out. I never thought that Wasp was going to be a premier card at 0-1 just because board space was so tight. But then, very popular in the Patriot deck, very popular for the Lockjaw deck. There's a lot of synergies that Wasp has ended up revealing. Let's go Thor to Atlantis. I know I've got the Infinaut in hand. I don't often play the Infinaut out of hand. I really want to be able to cheat it out of the deck. It is up to 22. We'll see. We'll see. Sometimes I just love playing on turn 5. Is that so bad? Okay, we can go. The opponent playing self-destruction here feels like they're a little bit behind the 8-ball turn 4, and they haven't destroyed anything. So I don't know what the big idea really is. I would love to play Scorpion to nerf the Deadpool, but I probably don't get a chance to actually target it in the opponent's hand. We'll see what arises here. You've got the Nova. Now you've got the Venom, yes. Stack a big Venom, gain the bonus from Atlantis. They really would have preferred to have the Nova down early, but you can't affect those card draws. They get the buff on the Green Goblin. That's unfortunate. But here we have the Lockjaw. All right, this is where we can pop off. Scorpion, maybe they hold the Deadpool and we get to nerf it a little bit. And then the Wasp, I would actually love to cycle her back to be able to play her as a 0-3, but we shall see. So this is where we really need powerful cycling. They're going with the Killmonger. Okay, we lose Iceman, but Iceman wasn't holding down anything for us. Scorpion does hit the Deadpool, but just, I mean, it's a tiny bit. The Deadpool is quite large at this point. Yes! Jane Foster gives us Mjolnir, and the Wasp is back. No, that's getting cycled now. Okay, and then it repeats Jane Foster to give us the Wasp. It's all coming together. Don't you love it when a plan comes together? So we can snap, of course. You go Mjolnir here to be able to cycle the buff. Wave for no real reason, and then keep on smacking this. We're getting the +6 on the Thor. And then one of the most depressing things might actually be pulling Dr. Doom, because if he brings the Doombot in, it doesn't actually help Thor. It'll just nullify the Atlantis. And I snapped. I snapped kind of reflexively there. Let's see what happens. They've got the death to be able to lock it up. And there's the Deadpool, only at 3. Yeah, the Thor not able to fight through the death here. So then we cycle. Dr. Doom gets us the 5 at the Wakandan Embassy. We're up to 10 with the wave. Scorpion flips for 2. And the buffed Wasp to bring it home. Oh, baby. Victory. That's the kind of action you want to see out of Lockjaw. I love it. Ooh, a Sinister London is going to make this a wild game. Absolutely wild game. But guys, I am incredibly excited. I have been working on a parody of Anna's trailers for Marvel Snap. And if you guys subscribe to the channel, you'll be able to see when that releases. It is almost done right now. If you don't subscribe, I don't know, it could just get lost into the YouTube world, and that would absolutely break my heart with all the effort that has been going into that video. I think it's going to be really fun. Also, if you subscribe, you would get notified when we stream right here on YouTube. It's really fun to come hang out with everybody. We do deck building, we do deck testing for players who are potentially wanting to see how a particular card would play into the deck. It's always a good time. And Green Goblin, I've seen people retreat if you play Green Goblin to Sinister London just like that. Luke's Bar is a tricky one because Jubilee is going to be able to get something to stick there. But I could also just play Jubilee to, I mean, I think what the play is that you go Jubilee to Luke's Bar, Jubilee will bounce back, you pass turn 5, and then you just play the Infinaut to Sinister London. And that's effectively the line. Wave. Hopefully Wave breaks up a combo that the opponent may have wanted to play. So we pass here. We don't want to snap yet. Still want to see what they have available. Hela. Hela with the Magneto and the Hell Cow. Oh, that's so clever. And then the Hela plays again, bringing up the cards that were just cut to bits. Wow. Okay, well, don't go to Luke's Bar, and we can still win. I'm not snapping. It's a 50-50 as to where the Infinaut is going to play. The opponent giving us the GG, we give them the GG. Ah, by 1. Well, that's how it is sometimes. Honestly, that was very clever on their part with the Hela interaction and understanding they had the Hell Cow banked. There's Oscorp Tower. Honestly, haven't seen that in a little while. Do we have any... There is a hilarious play that we can do here. If we send Green Goblin over, it comes back, but we have the Odin to re-trigger it later. I mean, it's deep mind games at that point. But it could bait the opponent into potentially snapping, feeling like we had made a mistake, when in fact we're fine. And oh, losing the Wasp. I wanted to be able to play the Wasp immediately to Lockjaw. Quite unfortunate. We can go in with the Jubilee and be fairly happy though. They're setting up Mojo and Bishop to the big house. Powerful cards indeed. There's the Odin. There is an argument just for playing Jubilee to a location that you can have Odin follow up to be able to draw the extra card out, but with the Infinaut as our strongest card to bring out already in hand, it's less valuable. Excellent, the Dr. Doom. Love to see it. Cycle me. Give me the Scorp. Beautiful. Fascinating. Puzzling out all the different options. We actually discarded Wasp, so Jane Foster doesn't give us really what we want in that regard. I feel like it's just Thor. At the same time, I mean, the opponent is playing a Sera Miracle deck that bricked and didn't get Sera on turn. Well, they might play her right here on turn 5, right? In which case, Wave could be the showstopper. You gotta play to what your opponent is doing. The opponent has shown, these cards tell me it is Sera, Angela, Killmonger. Okay, so they didn't find the Sera. If they had, the Wave is still excellent. There's the Jubilee again, but we're going Odin to be able to reactivate Dr. Doom, and then it cycles the Odin, which, yeah, I don't know if that, it'll probably be a downgrade on that side, but at least we'll have the extra 10 power on the Doom bots, which is just an oppressive blanket of coverage, and we push them out. Scorpion, Wasp, and Thor. Well, going right into Scorpion feels pretty good. Pretty good indeed. No Infinaut in hand. This deck, I'm giving it my stamp of approval. You can climb with this deck. It is incredibly fun to play, but it does have quite the learning curve because you're not just playing odds of drawing cards to be able to plan out turns, but you really have to be present in your mind as to what's in the deck and odds of being able to fish from the deck through Jubilee and through Lockjaw. You have to understand, are you going to, if you play to Lockjaw, bring a Jubilee in and then lock out the location? Are you going to potentially pull Wasp onto the Lockjaw? So you're weighing all the cards that are left in your deck against what you can potentially pull out of it that is going to benefit you. So here, we'll bring out the Jubilee. Fun thing is if Jubilee pulls Lockjaw, she will immediately cycle herself away because Lockjaw's effect just takes place right there after the reveal. They're putting Hulkbuster onto the Cloak. Clearly a little bit desperate here on the movement side of things. Oh, we get a Dr. Doom. Love to see that pull, though it does cut us out of the Superflow. Superflow plus Elysium was overkill anyway. We don't need the extra energy. We get Lemuria. Did we go Wave? Wave is pretty much the only valid play. And then we should go Iceman to be able to slow them down at least a little bit. Not that losing out on the one energy it's going to matter with, again, Elysium and Superflow active on their side of the board. Nothing flips from Lemuria. And we do have the Odin. That feels very good to me. We're going to play Lady Thor here, planning on bringing the Odin here, which will fish and bring out the Doom bots. We snap. I mean, for not getting Lockjaw, the deck has popped off. Absolutely popped off. We got no value out of Wasp. This is fine. Is Wave going to slow the opponent down any? It might actually. A movement deck wants to be able to combo a lot of pieces together. So having that increased cost. They kick the dagger, gain the buffs. Been very slow to get into the Superflow. Hopefully too slow. There's the Lockjaw. But this is good. Showing the Lockjaw means that we still have, with 3 cards in deck here, we have a chance that Jubilee is just going to pull Infinaut. I wish I could snap again. Feels so good about this one. The opponent is probably looking at a retreat here. If they were a sane human being, they would retreat. I don't think that the Odin is... There it is! We called it! Yeah. Heimdall, sure. Bring the dagger over. Yeah, gives them the one win. Literally, Elysium had me thinking that was the final turn. With all that energy efficiency, we could have... no, we had to play it to try and pull the Infinaut. Sooner rather than later. What a game. I literally thought it was over on turn 5. Here is the deck list in all of its glory. This one is so flexible with all the really powerful on-reveal effects that can be leveraged. I've seen people have really good success bringing in Ironheart, really good success bringing in Wolfsbane. There's just a lot of flexibility here, but this is the list that we have climbed with and that I am in love with this list. So much fun to be able to roll the Lockjaw slot machine. Let me know in the comments how the deck performs for you if you give it a try. Show some love on the video, leave a like, that's what helps promote the channel here to the rest of the community. Till next time, thank you guys for watching and keep on snapping.